Hi everyone, I'm Vinita Yadav from the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences. Welcome you all to the world of learning. Today we're going to discuss a very crucial topic of written English, that is punctuation marks. Punctuation marks are that powerful that they can make or break the meaning of any sentence. So without any delay, let's get started. Today we'll discuss the 10 most important punctuation marks. So very first one is a full stop. Full stops are shown by a dot. They are used to show the end of a sentence or a statement. Now the statement can be of one word, two word or many words. Like for example, if somebody is asking me a question and I'm answering in yes or no, so I can even put a full stop after only replying yes. Now, thing to remember here is that the words following by a full stops, they always begin with a capital letter. We also use full stop in abbreviation, but in abbreviation, we not always use a full stop. This is depending on the style which we are opting for. So in British style, we omit the full stops when we use first letter and last letter of the word to abbreviate it. Whereas we should not use a full stop if the last letter of the abbreviated word is not used. So let's look at an example. Mr. will use MR, we don't use a full stop over there. Why? The idea is M and the R. These are the first and last letter of this word. So this is what we have used. Next in the second case, January. We are not using J and Y here. Rather we are using JAN dot. So here we'll use a full stop. Now in case of American style, the scenario is different. Here they use a full stop in every abbreviated word. The second one is a question mark. This is placed at the end of every asking statement. For example, what do you do for a living? Question mark. How old are you? Question mark. So here I am looking for an answer to these questions. The second use of question mark is in question tags. We make question tags just to confirm or to get information. So here is an example. You won the lottery, didn't you? This is how I'm just confirming, though I know that he has won the lottery, but I really want to listen from the horse's mouth that whether he has won or not. So I'll ask, you won the lottery, didn't you? That is how we use question tags. The third one is exclamation mark. The exclamation mark is used to show the strong emotions such as surprise, excitement, pain, disgust, and even satisfaction. We use wow for great surprise, yippee that tells excitement, ouch for pain. We even use exclamation mark in such words to show anger or warning or strong commands. For example, be careful, that is a warning. Remember one thing that we should never use more than one exclamation mark in formal writing in any case. The fourth one is a comma. Please remember it's comma, it's not comma. So comma makes the meaning of a sentence is clear by grouping and separating words, phrases and clauses. There we use comma in four ways. So the number one use of comma is we use it to separate items in a list. For example, the cake mix requires flour, comma, sugar, comma, eggs, comma, and butter. Now please note some style guides they don't use a comma after eggs. So it is correct in both the ways. Now the second use of a comma is with introductory word or a phrase. Now here is an example. Before the movie, comma, let's get some popcorn. So here I have separated the introductory phrase by using a comma. The third way to use a comma is putting it before a quotation. For example, he said, comma, it's warm today. The fourth use of a comma is to separate dependent clause that comes before an independent clause. And this we do in conditional sentences. For example, if you can't make it, comma, please call me. Now here, please remember that once we start our sentence with independent clause, we don't use a comma here. The fifth punctuation mark is semicolons. Semicolons can be used in various ways. Out of them, Three ways we will be discussing here. Number one, it is used to join two complete sentences into a single written sentence. For example, pass Ben his pencil case, semicolon, it belongs to him. The second use of semicolon is between two independent clauses that are not joined by a conjunction. For example, I ordered a cheeseburger for lunch, semicolon, life is too short for counting on calories. The third use of a semicolon is we use a semicolon in a series when one or more of the elements requires a comma. For example, the wood, pulp and paper industries, semicolon, the consumers, semicolon, and the environmentalists are at odds. Here we are talking about three different stakeholders at one. So that's how we're using or we are connecting them with semicolon. The sixth one is a colon. Colons can be used in various ways. We'll discuss three ways here. So the very first use is colon can be used to introduce any list. For example, here are some chocolate bars. Colon, Mars bar, Milky Way, Snickers. We can also use colon with extended quotation. For example, Bill said to his mom, colon, can I have some popcorn please? The third way of using a colon can be to explain any statement or defining any term. For example, a lion, colon, land-based feline predator. So that's how we can use colon in different ways. The seventh one is a quotation mark. Direct speech uses a quotation mark and a comma is used to separate a direct speech from the rest of the sentence. For example, he replied, comma, no, I haven't seen her since lunchtime. So this is the direct speech which is separated by a quotation mark. Quotation marks are also used around titles or to emphasize a word or a phrase in a sentence. For example, what does punctuation mean? Here, the emphasis is on punctuation. Hence, it is kept under quotation marks. Another example, he said, too many times while talking. So, is a filler which is highlighted here. Hence, it is put under quotation marks. The next one is parenthesis. Parenthesis marks are always come in pairs. They can enclose a single word, a phrase, or even an entire sentence. Typically, these words inside the parenthesis, they provide extra or additional information about something else in the sentence. That means the sentence itself is a complete sentence and it is a meaningful sentence. But parentheses, they help us getting some extra information for more clarity. For example, the dog is a good runner. So in itself, it is a meaningful sentence. But something I have put under parenthesis that is especially in the grass that tells something more about the dog. So hence the dog is a very good runner, but it even runs more faster when he runs in the grass. Remember, if an entire sentence is enclosed in parenthesis, then the final punctuation should be inside the closing curve. For example, additional information appears on page number 10, full stop, closing curve. The second last is an apostrophe. The apostrophes are used in two main cases. One is to show possession, the other one is to show omission or contraction. So let us discuss the first one here. Instead of saying the party of Ben, I can say Ben's party. Similarly, instead of saying the weather of yesterday was dreadful, I can say yesterday's weather was dreadful. Remember, in personal names that ends in S, we add an apostrophe and then S after an apostrophe. For example, he joined Charles' army in 1642. So Charles's is a name which ends in S, hence we will add another S after an apostrophe. Whereas, in case of plural noun, we don't add any S after an apostrophe in case the S makes that noun plural. For example, the mention was converted into girls' school. Now here, we need not to put another S after an apostrophe. In the second case, we use apostrophe to show omission or contraction. So, rather writing I am, I'll write I apostrophe am. So short form of he will would be he apostrophe double L. So he'll. The short form of it is hot, we'll write it's hot. So this is how we contract, and we use apostrophe to contract or to omit the certain letters. Now moving on to the last one, that is hyphen. The hyphen's primary function is to form certain compound terms. They link compound words such as mindset, self-respect, check-in, 10 days, etc. Hyphens are also used with some prefixes. For example, anti-inflammatory, pre-board, cooperate, re-examine, etc. Here we learned the 10 most important punctuation marks in this video, and I hope that you will use them wisely to enhance your writing skills. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and keep smiling.